Hi everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. On your matrix for today on the writing side, when I talk about the matrix, I mean the sheets like this that your moms and dads picked up. You need to write sentences using certain words in the sentences. And the words are water, though, warm, thing, house, sure, ate, and almost. So make sure when you are writing your sentences that you have a capital letter at the beginning, that you have finger spaces in between the words, and then you have end marks or punctuation at the end of your sentences. Okay, so today I'm going to read our Ready Freddy book, chapter 6. It's called Shh, Don't Tell. Hey, bird brain, you're going to miss Commander Upchuck if you don't hurry up, Susie called as she walked toward my bed. It was Saturday morning, and Susie and I usually watched cartoons until our mom and dad got up. Huh? I said, half asleep, yawning and rubbing my eyes. You're going to... Susie stopped. Now she was standing right next to the bed. What is that? She asked, pointing to my pillow. What? That. I rolled over to see where she was pointing. All of a sudden, my eyes snapped open. Oh my gosh, Winger. I had forgotten all about him, but it was too late. I couldn't hide him now. She had seen him. A baby bird, I whispered. You are in so much trouble. Just wait till Mom sees this. She is really going to freak out. You know how much she hates animals in the house. Please don't tell her, I begged. I'll do anything. Anything? Yeah, anything. Okay. I'll make you a deal. I will keep your little secret if you make my bed for a whole entire week. A week? You said anything. Now, do we have a deal or not? Deal, I said as we locked pinkies. And I get your dessert at lunch every day for a week. What? You can't do that. We already pinkied it. Fine then. Deal's off. Oh, all right. Deal, I said as we locked pinkies one more time. I reached down and lifted Winger out of the box. I found him yesterday. This is the picture. He fell out of his nest. His mom is gone, and I think his wing is broken. He needs me. He is sort of cute. Peep. Do you want to hold him? I don't want to hurt him. It's okay, I said as I gently handed him to Susie. Peep. See, he likes you. Hey, little guy. Peep. He must be starving. I gave him some worms yesterday. Ew. Well, he loved them. How about something to drink? Huh? He has to drink, you know. I don't have a bottle of milk. Baby birds don't drink milk. They're not mammals. They drink water. Oh, and they don't drink from bottles. This is the picture. So how do they drink? They lick water off the mom's beak. I don't have a beak. Well, don't look at me. I'm not letting some bird lick my mouth. What should we do? You know, one time on this nature show, I saw a guy give a baby bird some water with a medicine dropper. Yeah. I'll go and check the medicine cabinet, Susie said. Susie ran out and came back with the medicine dropper and a cup of water. Okay, you hold him while I try to put the drops in his mouth. I held Winger in my hands, and Susie squeezed the dropper. The first few drops fell into Winger's eye. Sorry, little guy, but you've got to open your mouth like this, I said, as I opened my mouth real wide. Peep. Now you try it. When Susie squeezed the dropper again, he opened his mouth and swallowed the water. Now you got the hang of it. And here's the picture. Remember, you can't say anything about this to Mom and Dad, I said. As long as you keep up your end of the deal, I'll keep up mine. You know you're the best sister in the whole world. I know. And that's the end of chapter 6. That's the last picture. Okay, so tomorrow I'll read chapter 7, and you might have seen it. It's called Peep. Okay, so then coming up, we'll have a math lesson. Today in math, we are on lesson 9. It's time to the hour and half hour. So there's a story that goes with the picture on our page. If a class went to the library at 1:30, what would the time look like on the analog clock and the digital clock, which is on a watch? Well, to show 1:30 on the analog clock, we would draw the hour hand between the 1 and the 2, and the minute hand would be on the 6. Remember, the hour hand is the shorter hand, the one between the 1 and the 2. That's the hour. The minute hand is the longer, kind of skinnier hand. Then, on the digital time on the watch, it would be 1, then the 2 dots, and then 30. That says 1:30. Now, on the next page, it says you can tell time to the hour and the half hour. So, you would start at the 12, and then as you go around the clock, every time you get to a new number, you add on 5. So you count by 5s. So when you get to the 1, it would be 5, then 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 when you get back to the 12, because there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So on the analog clock, it shows 9 o'clock. And it also shows 9 o'clock on the digital clock. So it says it is 9 o'clock. Trace over the 9 and 2 zeros. Then on the next clock, you would start at the 12 and you would count by 5s, okay, to get to 9:30. So if you count by 5s, it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then remember, half past an hour or 30 minutes past an hour, the minute hand points to the 6. So that's where you would end. So on the digital clock and on the analog clock, it shows 9:30. So it says it is 9:30. Trace over the 9, the 3, and the 0. Okay, now at the bottom it says draw the minute hand to show the time. Write the time on the digital clock. So, on your clock, how would you show 11:30? Draw the minute hand on your analog clock. Your minute hand should be the longer hand, and it should be pointed to the 6. Then on the digital clock, I want you to write 11:30. So 11, then the 2 dots, then 30. Number 2 says 5:30. So they have the hour hand already between the 5 and the 6. Where would the minute hand go? Well, if it's 5:30, the minute hand would be pointed to the 6 because it's halfway around the clock. Or we say it's 5:30. So on the digital clock, write a 5, then you have the 2 dots, then write 30. Then at the bottom it says, what is the difference between an analog clock and a digital clock? So I want you to talk to somebody at home about the difference. Okay, on the next page, on the top, you're going to draw the minute hand to show the time. Then you're going to write the time on the digital clock. So the first time is 3:30. So on the analog clock, I want you to draw where the minute hand goes. Then on the digital clock, I want you to write 3:30. Number 4, we need to show 9 o'clock. So the hour hand is already pointed to the 9. Where does the minute hand go? Draw in the minute hand. Then on the digital clock, I want you to draw 9 o'clock. Number 5 says 1:30. So the hour hand is there already. It's between the 1 and the 2. But where would the minute hand go? I want you to draw in the minute hand for 1:30. Then what would that time look like on the digital clock? 1:30. Write it in. Number 6, you need to show 8 o'clock on the analog clock. So the hour hand's already pointed to the 8. Where would the minute hand go for 8 o'clock? Draw it in. Then on the digital clock, write 8 o'clock. Number 7, write 2:30 on the clock. So you just have a digital clock this time. What would 2:30 look like? Write in the numbers. Number 8, write 6 o'clock on the clock. So on the digital clock, how would you write 6 o'clock? Write it in. Okay, now we're on the last page. Number 9 says the hour hand is between 1 and 2. The minute hand is on the 6. What time is it? Draw the hands on the clock. Number 10, the time on the clock is 1 hour after 2 o'clock. What time is it? Write the time. Explain your answer to a friend or somebody at home. So remember, the time on the clock is 1 hour after 2 o'clock. So we're going to add 2 plus 1. What time would that be? Write it on the digital clock. And the last one says, how many minutes after the hour does this clock show? So look carefully at the analog clock. How many minutes after the hour does the clock show? I want you to write it in words on the lines. Okay, have a good day, everybody.